Thank you very much for inviting me. And I am very keen to hear what people have to say. I think there are two questions that are going on simultaneously. One is SATs this year. One is the longer term question of what is the right form of assessment for the future, because it's very clear that the system we have got has given rise to many, many concerns, some of which Michelle was expressing quite correctly a few moments ago. They apply in some ways more acutely this year, but I think there are underlying concerns, serious underlying concerns about the system we've got that have to be addressed. And I think we've got to think both in terms of this year and in terms of the more longer term reform around the sort of principles that I would say are about a system that obviously has to be rigorous. We do want to know what difference education is making, whether we're doing the right things for our children, and whether we're giving them the learning experience that enriches their childhoods and prepares them for their future lives. But we also need to make sure that it's relevant, that we're actually looking at the right things, assessing the right inputs, and judging the right outcomes that we're looking for. And we need to be doing that in the right way and at the right time. And I think we've got to be worried, thirdly, when I look at a system that needs to be robust, that it's a system that is not creating unlooked for, unwelcome, unneeded stress and concern among children, among teachers, among parents and families. A system that feels so unfair and so troubling to so many of the players in it, I think is a system that has some really deep-rooted, gives rise to some very deep-rooted concerns, which absolutely need to be addressed. The final thing I really just want to say, because I did very much want to come and listen to as many contributions as I could before I have to go again, was that what we need in schools very, very quickly is certainty. Teachers are in an impossible position just now. They don't know what they're planning for. They don't know what they're teaching to. They can't plan the rest of the academic year. Some of that uncertainty is, of course, because of the really terrifying way in which the virus already seems to be spiraling back out of control and the measures that might need to be taken to address that, and how that might bear on children's learning. But some of it is frankly because the government has been useless. It has been late with guidance and information. When it's issued it, it's been contradictory and confusing, and it hasn't been prepared in dialogue with the people at the front line, the teachers and staff who are working in the system with children and young people every day. So I know the government has said they're going to give some more information in October. That strikes me as rather late. They've known schools were going to start again at the beginning of September. 4 months. Why have they not already come with absolute clarity for teachers and for parents so that everyone knows where they are? So, it's a great pleasure to be with everybody. I hope this is the beginning of a conversation that I can continue to have with you as we look at not just what's happening in this year of extreme events, but much more importantly in some ways into the longer term future, because we cannot go on with a system which so obviously rightly has lost the faith and confidence, if indeed it ever had it, of the main players within it, teachers, parents and the children who are so directly affected.